Nikolai wrote a fantastic book. I have a copy of it here, but Nikolai has the most recent version, which is all about getting the accountancy practice you want, because there are 100 different things that you can do really, really well with a practice, and about 1 million things you can do very, very wrong without realizing you're going down a bit of a rabbit hole with your practice. So do you want to talk to us a little bit about your book and what inspired you to do that in the first place?
Yeah. So, I mean, I will send you this copy. This is the new one, cover and everything. So it's called The Firm You Want. So it's so that the reason for doing it was because it's actually really, I didn't realize it, but everybody knows a lot. And when you start writing it down, you actually then realize what you know, and you know that you know it in a certain order. So I wanted to do it to sort of just impart some of my knowledge. And it's not that I've got amazing knowledge, but just my experience, so people didn't have to waste time making mistakes that I've made. And I've learned from other people as well. So it's not just me. But then it's an easier way of looking at it. And what I found was I found a path that I wish I'd known earlier, where I could then get myself out of the business and then be like working on the business instead of in the business, if that makes sense. It took a while. I mean, it didn't happen overnight, but it's a structure. You do need a certain size as well in order to do it properly, because you need the people, so you need the revenue to people. So the whole point of it was just to give people an idea what to look at. And it's not that people need to build a massive practice or anything, because they might not need to. So, and I say that in here, and I also talk about, well, you know this, Rebecca, the 30 ways to fail. And that's really important, because if you know the ways to fail, then you theoretically know how not to fail.
Well, that's what I like about your book that differs to some of the others, because for me, I've always learned by making a mistake. I don't, you know, I've got to reverse engineer something, and then it's a lot better. So you sharing that, again, makes, from my perspective anyway, I've been able to implement a lot of what you have done a lot quicker than, you know, simply reading something and trying to take it in and thinking, I know it. No. And I've only had the practice for 2 years now, and I have probably at least 10 mistakes on the list.
Only 10 in 2 years. That's good.
Yeah. But in fairness, you know, it's so easy. We speak about this in the Six Figure Club and, you know, with the students all the time, that when you're running a practice, you know, you start very much as the technician and you're doing the doing, and you've gone into running a practice because you know what you're doing, and you want to serve clients, and it's like, that's great, that's fantastic. And I spent the first year of the business working all hours under the sun. I was working 60, 70, 80 hours a week, doing everything I needed to do to get clients through the door and taking everybody in as well. You know, it was like an open door season for anybody, which was a terrible mistake looking back, but only because you don't realize at the time that really you should be focusing on, obviously, building the practice, but in a way that's sustainable, and that you've got the right clients, that you've got the same thought processes as your clients, and you're all on the same page, which was not what I was doing. I can assure you.